I am making a gorillatag Fangame solely for the purpose of getting Jmancurly to play it. Welcome to day 3. Today we got a lot done involving the player model. I also have a big announcement. My IRL friend who's also a dev and helps with music and concept art will be joining me in this series. He will have his own bit later on in the video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Remember, if y'all are enjoying the series, make sure to like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first thing I did was begin modeling the player model because I hadn't started this and I needed to start it. Now, I will tell you guys, I suck at modeling player models. Like, it's one of my worst things to model. I'm really good at modeling props and maps and stuff like that, but I am not great when it comes to modeling player models. But anyway, besides that, I began sculpting the head of the player model. I wanted to go for more of like a squared look, like Capuchin, if y'all have ever played that. So I went for the more squared look. I finished sculpting it, and then I began modeling the body. I went for a more like fat look because, I mean, it's cooler if they're like fat, if the monkey's fatter. And the body wasn't that great, to be honest. I didn't really know how to make it amazing, but you get what you get. Anyways, after that, I began modeling the arms. I started with the upper arm, obviously, and then I copied and moved on to the lower arm. But I had to scale right. Had to scale the arm right. So, as you can see here, I just copied and did the other arm. You know, easy stuff, easy stuff. And as you'll soon see after that, I began modeling the hands, because you obviously need hands. Circles are just outdated to have. I went for a more stubby hand look, like Monkey's Realm, if y'all have ever played that, because I actually really like their hands. I like the stubby hand look, because it's really easy to model, and it's really playful, I feel like, and I don't know, I just really like it. So I did that, modeled that, and then I attached it to the player, had to scale it down to fit the player, and I just copied it, moved it to the other side. And as you'll soon see, I realized the arms were too long, so I eventually scaled them down. And then I realized they were too long again, and I scaled them down later. You'll see that. So I just subdivided everything, made it more smooth. And then the face is gonna obviously be Jmancurly, you know, it's gotta be Jmancurly. So I searched for an image and I located the image that I liked. And I am just scaling down the face part that I actually want. And then I attached the actual face, Jmancurly's face. And as you can see, it turned out really good. It's pretty funny, and it goes with the game really well. By the way, guys, the game's gonna be like a goofy type game. It's not gonna be very serious. It's just gonna be really goofy. So be sure to comment down what y'all want to see in game, because I will most likely add it if it's goofy and stuff. So anyways, I just scaled down the arms, and I just kept modeling it. Oh, what the heck? What the heck's happening? What the?
Guys, it's the other developer, Demo. I am the artist for the team, the other developer. So I'll do all the concept art, posters, music, FX, VFX, all that stuff you see, all that stuff behind the scenes when I'm working. And I'm going to narrate over a drawing I made, concept for kind of winter map. So I first start with blank canvas, how to get the right size. So first I start painting the sky and stuff, you know. I use a lot of different colors and blend them together to make it good, because if you don't have a good sky base, skybox, the drawing's ruined. So that's what you gotta do. And I'm not putting too much effort into this because, you know, it's a concept. And I definitely made better drawings in the past, and you definitely will see better ones. But I'm just blurring it, making sure the back's good, backdrop looks good and stuff. And I'm gonna show a lot of the different steps I do. And here I'm making a path up. I'm gonna make like a winter kind of cabin in a way. I started doing the outline for some of the trees on the sides. I'll add more detail too later on. I messed up a little bit here, so I have to redo a little bit of that tree. And I'm just making sure everything looks good. Now this is where I start the cabin. I make the roof, make the basic shape of it. It's a little sideways, so it's kind of weird, but it's fine. Do a little bit of the shading, and, you know, just kind of start sketching parts of it that I want, you know, in the certain places, with the windows, the door, the frame, all that. Make some trees on the back for backdrop as well. I, you know, color them different colors and change the size depending on how far they are and all that. And I continue with the cabin. This is where I do the official line art for it and official coloring for a lot of it, depending on the angle of where the wood's at. Then I go into more detail with everything, and I start to make the cabin look somewhat good, you know. Do a lot of the windows, make it look good. It doesn't look too good, but it's fine. And, you know, I'm just making sure everything looks good stuff right now. just adjusting the cabin, making sure it looks best, because that's the main center point of the whole drawing. That's what most of your attention's going to be on. And, you know, I'm just continuing to add small details and shading, and the light source, which you can't see. I messed up on the tree on the right, which is fine, but I started doing a lot of the shadows and the highlights for the trees, and that's it.
Alright, I don't know what happened there, but we're back to modeling. So, as you can see, I went and found the fur I liked on the player model. One of my friends, had sent me some fur, so I just used that. But then I realized that I didn't like it that much, and I just ended up using the same fur. I then went to a tutorial to rig the player model. Now, I know how to rig one, but I was worried I wasn't doing it right, so I had to double check, and it turns out I actually was. So this whole video was a complete waste of time because I actually ended up rigging it the exact same as I always do. So as you can see, I started rigging it, just did some easy stuff, you know. If y'all do want a tutorial actually on how to rig your player model, let me know, because actually before this series I was doing tutorials for your real tag Fangame. So let me know if y'all want to see that some more. But anyways, I finished rigging. I did automatic weights, which basically connects your rig to your actual player model. As you can see, the player model turned out decent. As I said before, I'm not great at modeling player models, but I think it turned out alright. So then I just double checked myself to make sure I did everything right. Just added these last finishing touches for the rig, and I'll soon export it. I'll just naming the rigs. So then after that, I begin exporting it, and I put it in Unity, as you see shortly after this video. Just had to name folders, and there's our project again. So then I imported the model, but then I realized something was wrong, so I went and changed that really quick, and then I quickly put the model back in. I began setting it up in the actual Unity inspector, which you have to use Photon to set up the player model, because Photon connects all the multiplayer and all the rigging and stuff like that. So I continued to set up the model, as you can see, and I actually made it where it updates when off screen, which basically makes it where the objects don't randomly turn invisible, because I've had that problem before. So then what I did is pixelized all the materials, and I found a tutorial to set up animation rigging, which, if you don't know, it's basically Fast IK Fabric but better. And if you don't know what Fast IK Fabric is it's like how to set up movement for your model, basically, in Unity. So I downloaded animation rigging, and I forgot how to set it up, so I'm just watching a tutorial. Shout out to Gorilla Brian, by the way. He's the one who helped me with this. He made the tutorial, so definitely go check him out, because he has amazing Fangame tutorials. So I just continued following his tutorial. It was really nice and very, very straightforward, unlike a lot of other tutorials that I've seen. So I just did that. It took a little bit, probably like 10 minutes, but I eventually finished setting it up, as you can see. So then what I did is I went in the actual Unity inspector and I tested it, and there was a glitch or something, but I'll figure that out, and the movement was actually really good. So then what I did was I went to Flimsy and I searched up how to add an offline rig, which basically what that is, it's you can still see your player model even when you're not connected to a server. And I went to who everyone goes to when they're first starting to make their Fangame, Be Awesome. He's an amazing tutorial maker, and definitely go check him out. So I just watched that because I forgot how to set up an offline player. So I just continued watching his video, added the script, just set everything up, as you can see. This game is really coming together well, guys, and it's all because of your support that we continue to keep making the game and impress y'all with it, you know? But the game is doing really good right now, and I can't wait till it's finished. So I just continued to watch this tutorial, set everything up with the player model, and I eventually finished, as you can see. But then I realized that everything was not scaled properly, so I eventually do that later in the video. But what I also did was added an offline name, which it's pretty obvious, it's in the name, but it basically makes it where you can still see your name even when you're offline. So then what I did is I began to scale everything properly, because as you can see, the player model is very tiny for no reason at all. So I just scaled everything properly, made the player model a bit bigger to actually make it a reasonable size. And then I just rotated the hands because I forgot you had to do that to make the player model actually function correctly. So I just did that in the Unity inspector as well. and I tested it, and that's all we got done for day 3. So yeah. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. We're really enjoying making this series and this game for you guys, and we can't wait till it's released. Hope y'all did enjoy the video, and make sure to like and subscribe if you did. But anyways, that's all we have today. Goodbye.